Assalamu alaikum students. Today we will start our chapter number 1, heating and cooling. As we know that when we touch something hot, then our senses immediately tell us to pull our hand away because hotness is about the amount of heat energy an object has. Okay, now what is heat energy? Heat energy is a form of energy which transfer among particles in a substance by the movement of those particles. For example, the biggest source of heat energy in our solar system is the sun itself. It contains too much heat energy. Now, a spark from a firework may be very hot, but it will not hurt you very much because it does not contain much heat energy. But instead of it, a cup of tea may be very hot because it contains a lot of heat energy and it can still burn your tongue. Now, temperature and heat. Temperature is a measure of how hot or cold something is. It is measured in a degree Celsius and it can be measured by using an instrument called thermometer. Now heat. Heat is a transfer of energy from a higher temperature object to a lower temperature object and it is measured in joules or kilojoules. We denote joules with capital J and kilojoule with kg. Okay students, heat energy is a form of energy transfer, unlike temperature, which refers to the energy contained within a system, and heat refers to the transfer of that energy between systems. This is the main difference between a temperature and heat. I again repeat, heat energy is a form of energy transfer, unlike temperature, which refers to the energy contained within a system, but heat refers to the transfer of heat energy between systems. Okay. Now, every matter is made up of tiny particles. As we already know that solid, liquid and gases are made up of tiny particles, the more energy the particle have, the more they move. The movement of particle in a matter depend upon the energy of the particle. The more energy they have, the more they move, and the opposite is also true. As they lose energy, they move about less. This change in energy is what heat is. Absolute zero. As a solid cools, heat energy is removed, the particle will move more and more slowly until they stop moving. Then the temperature at which the particles stop moving is called absolute zero, and absolute zero is a temperature at which a particle has no heat energy. And okay, I explain what is absolute zero. Absolute zero is that temperature at which the particle in a matter stop moving and at which the material has no heat energy, and its value is minus 273, as you can see in the figure. For scientific work, it is convenient to use a temperature scale starting at absolute zero. This temperature scale is called the Kelvin scale. Okay, students, Kelvin is another unit for measuring temperature. Okay, Kelvin scale starts at absolute zero and has the same size as degree on a Celsius scale. Now, kinetic theory. As we learned earlier that everything is made up of particles, and these small particles are called atoms and molecules, and they are constantly on the move. All the time they are moving. The movement of particle is affected by temperature. The higher the temperature, the faster particle move, and the lesser the temperature, the particle will move slower. This is known as kinetic theory. Now we see here the arrangement of particle in solid, liquid and gases. First one is the arrangement of solids. In solid, the particles are tightly packed because they do not contain a lot of heat energy. For example, ice. Next one, liquid. In liquid, the particles are free to move and change their position easily because they have more energy than solids. For example, water. And now in gases, the particles move very quickly and are free to move in all directions because they have the most heat energy. For example, steam. Okay, the kinetic theory can help us to explain how substance behave, and the loss and gaining of heat can change the state of matter, because the loss and gain of heat can change the movement of particles in a matter or material, and by the changing of movement of particles, the state of matter can also be changed. Okay, if a solid is warmed, its particles move faster until some of the particles break free and become part of a liquid. This is a melting process. In this process, a solid state changes into a liquid state. Now, if a heat energy is applied to a liquid, then the particles move faster still. At the top surface of a liquid, the faster particles break free to form a gas above it. This is an evaporation process. In this process, liquid state changes into a gas state. Now, when heat energy is removed from gas, its temperature falls. The gas particles slow down and move closer together. Eventually, they come closer enough to form a liquid. This is a condensing process. In this process, a gas state changes into a liquid state. Now, as liquid cools, the particles slow down. Eventually, they will start to form a framework which is like that of a solid. This is a freezing process. In this process, a liquid state changes into a solid state. Now, mass is conserved. Mass is conserved mean mass does not change in these changes of states. Only the behavior of particle change. Only there is a change in their movement, but the actual particle remain the same all the time. Therefore, the total mass of the substance never changes. Now, transfer of heat. Heat can be transferred from one place to another in three ways. Number one, conduction. Number two, convection. And number three, radiation. But we will discuss here only conduction. Okay, what is conduction? Conduction is the movement of heat through a solid such as metals. Okay, if you have ever tried stirring hot soup in a saucepan with a metal spoon, heat flows quickly from the soup and through the spoon to your fingers, which soon begins to get hot. Okay, you can take another example at your home. If you place a metal spoon in a hot cup of tea, after some minutes you touch the other end of spoon, you notice that that and also become hot because heat is transferred from one end of a spoon to another. Okay, conductors. Conductors are those solids through which heat can easily travel through. Metal are good conductors, so that the cooking utensils are made up of metal so that the heat from the cooker can get to the food quickly. Okay, non-metal solids such as glass, plastic and some liquids tend to be poor conductors, and a poor conductor of heat are called insulators. Conductors are uh, those solids through which heat can easily travel through, but insulators are bad conductors. Heat cannot easily travel through them. And air is also a very good insulator. Materials such as fur, feather, wool, plastic foam and glass or mineral wools are good insulators because they contain pockets of trapped air, and air is a good insulator. Now, conduction and the kinetic theory. Okay, here you see um, a fire is placed at the one end of a metal bar. If one end of the metal bar is heated, the particle gain thermal energy and vibrate faster. This causes the particle next to them to vibrate faster as well. Okay, as we know that um, in every in every matter consists of a particles, or we can say atom or molecules. In a metal bar, the molecules vibrate more quickly when heated. Some of this energy is passed on to neighboring molecules, which passes it on to their neighbors, and so on. Bit by bit, the increased vibration of particle is passed along the bar until the whole bar is hot, so that heat has been conducted along the bar.